welcome back to Real Reviews. This is Cody Williams, and we're here to talk about the movie The Sixth Sense. It is a movie that is often revered for having one of the best twist endings of all time in cinematic history. It's also super suspenseful and overall a brilliant, entertaining movie. You could say that this particular movie also put director M. Night Shyamalan on the map. Yeah, I know he has a few hits and misses as far as other movies go, but generally speaking, he's done pretty good for the most part. Set in Philadelphia, the movie story follows a child psychologist, Dr. Malcolm Crowe, who is confronted one night by one of his former patients who he failed to help, which ultimately leads to the patient shooting the doctor and kills himself afterwards. After the incident a few months later, Malcolm is then hired to help a troubled youngster, Cole Sear, who happens to have many of the same problems as his former patient had. In this case, Cole claims to have an unwelcome sixth sense, the ability to see spirits of the deceased who still linger on with unfinished business. If you haven't yet seen this movie, well, that's just sad, and you need to change that as soon as you possibly can. I can easily say that this is one of my favorite movies of all time. This is one of those movies that was way ahead of its time, so to speak, and paved the way for future movies of the genre. This is a peculiar horror mystery movie that is outlined with a layer of nuance. Simply said, it's more clever than most people give it credit for. The best things about this movie are the performances from everyone, including Bruce Willis, Haley Joel Osment, Toni Collette, and Donnie Wahlberg. I have to say that Haley Joel Osment has one of the best performances I have ever seen to come from a child actor. His particular character has a scene where he admits his secret
I see dead people
to his doctor, and it always gives me chills with how he delivers that line. If you thought Toni Collette was amazing in 2018's Hereditary, she also steals the show for the character of Cole's mom in this movie. And every single scene that she has, she goes all out in her performances, and it shows. I really love Toni Collette as an actress, and she's amazing. To be more of an action star, surprisingly, Bruce Willis pulls off his character phenomenally well. Even though Donnie Wahlberg is only in the movie maybe like 5 minutes, but still, he made a really big impact with his amazing performance. Like I said earlier, the movie's whole cast was flat out awesome. Like I said earlier, this movie has one of the best surprise endings I've ever seen in a movie. I'm not going to spoil it for those who haven't yet surprisingly seen it because it's an experience of its own to discover the ending for yourself. However, I will admit that I like the clever use of subtle hints along the way. You may not notice it on your first viewing, but this is what makes the movie to be very rewarding to watch over and over again. It's simply one of those movies that you can never get tired of. To be honest, I don't think there's anything wrong that I dislike about the movie. When comparing to M. Night Shyamalan's other movies, I still consider this movie to be his best work to date. Literally everything about it is simply amazing, and you have to see it to believe it. Overall, The Sixth Sense is one of those movies that is considered a timeless classic and is cleverly blended with a meticulous use of horror and mystery alike. I give this movie an A+. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Keep up with my real reviews.